I confessed to sleeping with other men. He turned my life upside down. Hello, Reddit guys. I am one of those women who destroyed everything beautiful that I had. My name is Olivia, and I am 32 years old. I have been married for 2 years with the one I thought was the love of my life, Ezra. Ezra is 2 years older than me. He is the guy everyone would want to have in their life because he is handsome, kind, has a great career, and he really has a big heart. At a point in my life, I forgot about everything good that he had. I used to come here too often to read the stories, and I hoped that I would find one similar to mine so I could read the comments. Finally, I decided to write mine. I did that because I need to talk to someone. I need some advice or some support because everyone that I have loved has turned their back on me. I am left alone, living in a cheap hotel, and wishing I would find a small apartment for myself. It all happened when one night I got drunk, and I confessed my husband to sleeping with other men. Me and Ezra had been together for 5 years. We got married after 3 years of relationship. We thought we knew each other very well, but we didn't. Later on, when we got married and started living together, we would find out that we needed to know each other more before taking that step. I need to make clear that love was the same as the first day. We loved each other, but we had many differences from the smallest. A clean home was what I wanted, but tidiness wasn't a concern for him at all. To the biggest, I wanted to have my own privacy, but he wanted to know all my passcodes and he didn't want me to be out late alone. When we first started living together, I felt like I was drowning, like I could not breathe properly, and I was asking myself, what was I doing there with him? But I knew the reason I was there. I loved him. Ezra was an architect. He had a great career while I was just a human resources manager. He was also telling me to find a new job as he thought I deserved better while I couldn't do that because I was always busy. Besides that, I loved my job. To me, there was nothing wrong with what I did. It was true I didn't earn much, but in the future I would earn more. However, I still loved him, and I knew he loved me. So during those hard times, I started going out a lot, and I knew different men. First, I started flirting. I liked how they treated me and made me feel like I was good enough, while my husband was always making me feel like I was not good enough. I didn't go out all alone. If you are guessing, I went out with my friends. And firstly, I didn't stay out late because my husband didn't like it, and I didn't want to make him angry. I was tired of fighting with him. It was like we were supposed to love each other, but we were not supposed to marry each other because we both were hurting each other very much. Nothing was like in the beginning, where we were all happy and we almost never fought. We had this great love and passion that everyone adored. Everyone that knew us told us that we had great chemistry and we were made for each other. Then we got married and differences started to come out. During those nights out, it was not my intention to flirt with another man, but things came naturally. I think it happened because I was trying to escape my reality. Instead of talking to my husband, I was flirting with other men. So the truth is, guys, I cheated on my husband many times, either with a different man, and when I confessed, he took revenge on me. His revenge turned my life upside down. The first time I went for a drink with my friends, I met Ben. He was handsome and he was younger than me. He looked very sexy, and I noticed him looking at me all the time and biting his lip. I kept staring at him too, and then I went to the bathroom and made him a sign to come after me. He came, and we met in the bathroom. He didn't even tell me his name, but he started kissing me and touching my body. I told him to register his number on my phone. There I found out that his name was Ben. The next day when I was at work, I called him and told him who I was. We arranged a meeting in a cafe. After that, he invited me to his apartment, and I don't know how I did it, but I accepted. It hasn't even been a year since we got married, and I was cheating on my husband. But he was hurting me, and I was looking for the happiness in someone else's arms. It was clear what we were going to do in his apartment anyway, so I accepted. I wanted to do it, and I did. We had sex not just once, but various times. He was very hot, and he knew how to make a woman happy. He told me he wanted to see me again, and I told him I would let him know if I could because I was married. When I went back home, my husband started asking me where I had been, and I just told him I had been at work late. He trusted me, or he acted like he did. I don't know. We didn't fight that night, which was not common because we had started fighting every night. He didn't even ask me to see my phone. He often did that. I have heard a lot, and I have read here many stories where everyone says the beginning is the most beautiful part of getting married. With us, it didn't happen like that. Maybe because we started living together after we got married, not before. So for me, it felt like we were starting to know each other from the beginning, and I was struggling a lot. The man I thought I loved and loved didn't make me feel like before marriage. It felt like he didn't understand or want me at all. That's what pushed me into other men's arms. Like I said before, the first man I cheated with was Ben. I met Ben 2 or 3 more times. I didn't have any feelings for him. I just liked having sex with him. I liked the way he made me feel. He was gentle when needed and wild when needed. He knew how to behave in sex always. We only met at his apartment. We just had coffee together once, the first time we had sex. Then it was all about sexual relations. I started lying to my husband about where I went and everything. He was not stupid, and he would doubt what I said, but I was sure that he had not understood anything about my betrayal. Not yet. Things at home kept getting worse. None of us was trying to make them better. We were both living for ourselves, and we had forgotten about the family we wanted to build together. He used to work a lot, and he was never suspicious. Maybe he never cheated on me, but he also never gave me the attention I needed and never gave it a try to walk in my shoes. So yeah, the next man I met was John. He was not very handsome like Ben, but his body was so hot and he made me laugh a lot. I knew him on social media. We started chatting and I liked him a lot just because he made me laugh and made me forget about my problems. He was also married and was just looking for some adventures. I'm sure you must be shocked by what I have done, and you will judge me in the worst ways possible. I knew what I did, but now that I am left alone, I need to tell everything and be honest to everyone and to myself. I have done some horrible things and hurt so many people, so maybe now I deserve what I am going through. Anyway, no matter how difficult it is for me to write those words, I will be honest and keep telling you my story. John and I met after we had been talking for a month. We met at this cafe and after that went for dinner together. I still was lying to my husband about where I was going. I had been telling him that I was working late because I needed to get a promotion. He believed it. Lately, he had been working a lot too. He was very busy almost all the time, and home had turned into a hotel for us. Sex with my husband was not a common thing to do anymore. Yes, we did it, but rarely, like twice a week. I don't know what is normal when it comes to sex, but I guess a just married couple does it more often. We did it more often when we were not married, actually. Our lives changed after we got married. With John, things lasted more. It was not all about sex. We liked each other and we sometimes went out together because it was fun. We liked how we felt with each other. But sex was also amazing with him. Since he was also married, we could not only meet in hotels. Well, honestly, we did do it sometimes in the car. When it was dark, we drove to places we knew there were no people and just did it there. That was fun. We both loved it, which is why we did it various times. But we knew that we could not continue like that forever. John had a wife and 2 kids, a boy and a girl whom he loved so much. He ran into my arms when things with his wife got difficult, but then they started to sort things out, so he left me. I felt very sad and I missed him, but I could not do anything. I knew since the beginning that we were married, and we had to keep going with our marriages. My affair with John was the most amazing one. It was not just about sex. We care about each other, but we knew it was wrong. One day his wife found out about us because she had been checking his phone. John had to go away from me. He told me that he liked me, but he loved his wife. Now here we go through a difficult discussion because did he really love his wife since he was cheating on her with me? Or did I love my husband since I was cheating on him with a different man? That's not on me to decide. But as for me, I thought I loved my husband. I chose the easy way to escape problems. That easy way that was going to destroy my life forever, and now I don't know what to do with it. I can't find a way out anymore. So yeah, guys, me and John broke up, and as soon as it ended, I found another man to go out and cheat on my husband again. His name was Liam, and he worked with my husband. This was the worst mistake I had made in my whole life. Me and my husband were at a work party of his, and there I met Liam. We flirted, exchanged phone numbers, and started talking. He was not a very good friend of my husband, but anyway, he was a colleague. I was careless, and I was going to pay for every mistake I had made. Me and Liam started seeing each other. And it happened like before. I cheated on my husband. But this was going to be the last time, because he was going to find out about everything and he was going to make me regret everything that I had done. Liam was a very kind guy. He was single, and I used to meet him at his apartment. He told me many times that what we were doing was wrong and unfair to my husband, but that didn't stop us. My husband had noticed me flirting with Liam, and so that night it seemed like he started doubting everything about me, but he acted like nothing was wrong and was planning his revenge on my back. I was feeling happy with Liam, and we planned a road trip together on the weekend. The excuse to my husband was that I was going on a work trip, and it was going to be during the weekend because we didn't have time during the week. But during this time, my husband was trying to find signs and proof that I was being unfaithful, so he was spending a lot more time near Liam at work, and we both were careless. I don't know how. Maybe my husband had read any of the messages that I had sent to Liam, but he found out where we were staying, and surely he sent someone there, whom he didn't find by himself. The person who came took pictures of us going into the hotel, us holding hands while eating dinner, and so on. To me, everything was going great. We were having a great time and enjoying our weekend together. Little did I know about what my husband was planning. Liam was a romantic guy, and he made me feel like we really were together. For example, he bought me roses, he said many sweet words and complimented me all the time, which made me feel very good. My husband almost never did those things. When we turned back from our road trip, we were going to get a surprise, but not instantly. Things would take their time. While we were happy and enjoying each other and the passion between us, my husband was working with his plan. Stupid me to cheat on him with various men and then think he is the stupid one and he won't find out about what I did. I forgot that he was so smart and intelligent he would notice everything. Later on, I would regret everything, but it was too late. I'm not able to fix anything, no matter how much I try. The point is, I cheated on my husband since the first year we got married. I mean, we weren't just married, but after some months, 7 or 8 months, and I am not proud of it. I know you all will judge me, but I also know that what my husband did will get you all shocked. You will all support him. Please, I will ask you to be gentle, because I am already going through a hard time, guys. This is life, and I have made choices that have brought me to where I am, but I regret everything that I have done. I just wish I had talked to my husband instead of cheating on him and escaping from reality by cheating on him. My husband had been after me for a long time because he had been doubting. He had the right to, because I had been lying for a long time. I lied about being to work late and about going on a work trip or work dinners. I could not believe myself and what kind of person I had turned out to be. After a week, it was our anniversary, and when I came back from the road trip with Liam, my husband told me he would like to organize a party for our anniversary. I didn't like that very much, but I thought that maybe things were going to be all right, and maybe we were going to resolve the issues between us. So I told him I liked the idea. He smiled and told me that we should go shopping together and get me a new sexy dress. My husband was acting like things between us were getting better and like nothing had happened. And so we went shopping, and he got me a new, amazing, and hot black dress. He has also been talking to an event planner who organized all the parties for us. I didn't know how to actually feel. Happy? Sad? Surprised? I tried talking to him, and I told him I wanted things to work between us, so I asked him to please try and communicate with each other and not focus on small issues. While doing this conversation, I understood how late it was for that and how many mistakes I had made. I could not tell him the truth. I just hoped that he would never find out and we could work things out together and be finally happy. He told me I was right, and we had been fighting over everything, so we needed to stop for a moment and think about what we were doing. Was it worthy? We were at home, and he took a bottle of wine and told me we had to celebrate the presence of each other in our lives. We drank too much. I got drunk. And while I was drunk, he asked if I ever cheated on him. I didn't know what I was doing or saying, and the next day I would not remember a thing. But that night I confessed to sleeping with other men. He turned my life upside down. He had been registering me while talking because he did everything on purpose. He needed all this proof. Few days ago was our anniversary and the party. My husband had enough proof to explode the bomb and let everyone know what I had been doing at our anniversary party, which was the worst thing he could ever do to me. Because there were almost all the people I loved the most, and they would really get disappointed. But yeah, my husband Ezra knew what he was doing, and his pure intentions were to hurt me the most. The time of the party came, and I was looking gorgeous. Little did you know I was getting beautiful to celebrate my own destruction. Everyone was there, and Ezra declared he had a surprise for me, while he told me that I saw the wife of John coming in, and I was shocked there. I knew that my husband had been planning all this against me. John's wife went next to my husband, and he continued talking. So he said he had a surprise for me and invited everyone to look at a big screen. What do you think there was? My pictures with Liam. As soon as I saw them, I turned my attention to Liam, and he had turned all red. He was hoping he could disappear or hide in that moment like I was, but there was nowhere to go. It was time for us to face the consequences of our own actions. The video began like this. To my lovely wife, I thought you were the greatest blessing of my life, but you actually are the greatest curse of it all. I invited everyone to see what kind of woman you really are. And then the video with the pictures showed up with a subtitle, during a work trip. Then some conversation he had found by controlling my phone without my permission. And finally, guys, guess what was the last? The recording he did while I was drunk, and I confessed about everything I had done, where I told him I had been sleeping with various men. As soon as the video was done, he started talking. While I could hear everyone whispering, he told everyone that he needed their attention for a little longer. And the wife of John came in the center of the place and started talking. She told everything she knew about me and John. She said I was a bee that goes around with married men and destroys other people's families. This was the hardest thing to hear. In that moment, I wanted to turn and look at my parents, but it felt like I was frozen. I couldn't because I knew that they would hate me. I knew that they would never forgive me. My parents had their values, and they were also very religious. They would never let go of this. So I didn't just lose my husband, I also lost my family. The only person that has stood by my side is my sister. She never let me go. However, let's go back to the story. When she was done talking, my husband started again and said, "Thank you everyone for coming. This was my gift to my wife for our anniversary. And here are the divorce papers for her to sign. I am not going to continue this marriage with a woman that cheats on me and betrays everyone's trust." I saw tears in my parents' eyes, and I hated myself more for what I had done. That night made me go back to my senses in real life. That night at the party were also my colleagues and my boss. My husband had taken care to invite everyone so everyone would know what I had done, and now I could not go back to work. How could I? Everyone would be talking about me, and I could not handle that. That was too much. So I decided to resign. I sent a message to my boss the next day to let him know about my decision. So here is what happened. Confessed to sleeping with other men, he turned my life upside down. I lost my family because my dad and mom would not accept to talk to me. I lost my job. I lost myself. And I was left with no money, because later on I found out that my husband had been slowly taking all the money from our joint bank account. This was the final step of his revenge. He took everything from me. I had a small amount of money, some valuable jewelry, and just myself. My sister lived in another city in a small apartment with her family, so I could not move on with her. This is my life now. I was emotionally and physically exhausted and drained. Ezra did all that in one night. That night actually was only the final show because he had planned everything in detail. I can applaud him for how smart he acted, but I never thought he could do those things to me. That night ended that way. Everyone was talking about me and what I did, and to everyone, Ezra was the victim, the one that didn't deserve to experience such an ugly betrayal. And everyone was true. Ezra didn't deserve that, but neither did I. I mean, I know you all will judge me, and I will all agree that I deserved what he did to me, But how can you throw someone in the road without even $1? Because, hey guys, I had been working, and the money had been going to our joint account, but now he took almost everything from there. The things that hurt me the most were the look and the tears in my parents' eyes. I could never forgive myself for that. When people started leaving from our anniversary party, I went near Ezra and asked him why didn't he talk to me. And he just said that what I did was unforgivable, and I didn't even deserve his words. He told me that I was not allowed to go to his apartment anymore. He would take all of my things out, and he also told me that now I was free to do whatever I wanted. Oh, that really hurt. I know that I had been sleeping with a different man, and that stinks. No one deserves it, but look at me now. Destroyed. And I don't know where to start from. My life has been turned upside down, and our anniversary has turned into the worst night of my life. I made so many mistakes, but that night I felt like a vulnerable bird that needed a shelter to hide in. But I had to go. My parents were the first people to leave the party, and they didn't say a word to me. Me? I had to beg Ezra to let me stay at our home for one more night. I cried and begged for him to let me in. Is there any greater humiliation? I don't think there is. But Ezra was heartless and didn't accept to let me in. I said that I was sorry so many times and that I regret what I had done, but no words could make him change his mind. So then I just asked him if I could go and take some of my clothes, and he agreed. At this point, he agreed. I went to our home and started packing my things, and I couldn't stop crying. He sat there in from the TV and started watching a TV show while grabbing a glass of wine. So here we were, from the perfect couple to the destroyed one. Once I had everything, I had him, a home, a job, and a lovely family, and now I had nothing. I was standing there, watching around and letting in all the memories we had created there. I didn't understand that I was going to lose all of it, and I won nothing. How could I be so stupid? Once I would hate on every woman or man that cheated on their husband, and now here I was being the cheater. I had broken so many hearts. Ezra was proudly celebrating his revenge while I was crying in the room and packing my clothes. I will tell you something. Choosing to cheat is always the easy way. Please don't do that because you only know how much you love someone when you lose them. Don't disappoint the ones you love. And also, please be kind to me. I really need that. I already have nobody by my side. I'm all alone. Please give me any advice on how I can go on and start living again. Wish you all the best. Olivia, update. Hello Reddit guys. I am Olivia again. I am here for the update you all have been asking, and also to answer some questions you have had. My life still stinks, and it's a mess, guys. Also, my mind is a messy place. You asked where I went that night because it felt like I didn't tell the story until the end. Sorry guys, I left it there because I thought the essence of the story was already told. That night I went to a small hotel. Like I told you, I didn't have much money. I still don't. Later on, I found a room in a building, just a room, and moved there because I could not stay in a hotel forever. This room is in miserable condition, but at least I am not staying and sleeping on the road. I am looking for a job, but it's not easy, and I'm not in my best condition. I need a job so much that I went and talked to my boss again, asking him to hire me again. I didn't care about being humiliated or looked at with hate by my colleagues. I needed a job, but he didn't accept, and now I hope I will find one soon. My life is so miserable. My parents don't accept to see me. They don't even answer my calls. The only person I can talk to is my sister, who lives away and has her own family, so she doesn't have time for me. However, she is trying her best. I haven't seen or heard from my husband. I guess he is going on with his life, and we are in a divorce process. I still don't get how he did all those things to me because once he was the kindest and biggest-hearted person I had ever known. I could not even hurt a fly. I guess I went too far and hurt him too much, so he went out of his mind. He was right. I slept with different men many times. I cheated on him many times. What kind of person was I? I don't even know myself anymore. Liam, the last boy I cheated on my husband with, disappeared from my life. I guess he stopped working with my husband too because he was humiliated. I never heard from him. I actually didn't want to hear because he was one of my mistakes, so here I am living a miserable life and hoping it gets better with time. I think I will never forgive myself for what I have done. I hope you will try to help me and understand me. Sometimes people make mistakes that are so big that they can turn your life upside down. I did that. Thank you for all the time you spent on reading my story. This is the end of it. Love, Olivia.